Hey everybody, Mark here from Gamers UK with another installment of Dragonage Origins. So, we just did our joining. Now we're an official member of the Grey Warden, the order of warriors who defend the world from the evil.
Well, let me know what you'd like.
Hopefully that'll work out well for us. Just doing a bit of shopping, equipment shopping. That's something you gotta really look out for in this game. Is make sure you got your items. Always keep your items up to date. You know, you don't want to be walking around wearing leather armor when there's, you know, studded leather armor or the next upgrade. As soon as you have the skills available to wear the better tiered stuff, I say do it. Personally, I'm a heavy armor guy because I always, you know, just focus on the warrior aspect. Armor is not much of a worry for a mage. In fact, you shouldn't really wear armor if you're a mage because it actually impedes your spell's effectiveness. And if you're a rogue, I would stick to the light armors, so the leather armors. Occasionally wear chainmail. I spend a lot of my monies on this metal kite shield. It's a pretty strong shield at this point in the game. Very good for a warrior who uses a shield and a sword, and that's what I'm modeling myself on. Health poultices are such an important part of this game. You're going to want them whenever you find them. You're going to want to pick them up whenever, because they just give you their health basically, but because a lot of stuff in this game a lot of enemies in this game don't respawn, and shop vendors, as far as I know, merchants and shop vendors, they do not respawn. So I would say that health potions are really scarce in this game. They are quite scarce. You can take a skill called Herbalism, which will enable you to craft health potions with the right plants that you find and ingredients, which is pretty useful, I would say. But by and large, there's enough health potions to get by with one playthrough. They're just arguing, the king and Loghain, arguing about the battle tactics.
It is not a full notion. Our arguments with the Orlesians are a thing of the past, and you will remember who is king.
How fortunate Marek did not live to see his son ready to hand Ferelden over to those who enslaved us for a century.
Then our current forces will have to suffer.
Loghain is really
Duncan, are your men ready for battle?
He's really right wing about the Orlesian people. A little bit of backstory in the world of Dragonage. Game set in Ferelden. Ferelden used to be ruled by the Orlesians, who I guess would be the equivalent of France in those, if we were speaking in real world terms. And Ferelden has only recently got out of Orlesian occupation, and Loghain was a war hero and all that, so he feels really strongly about that. And the king's like, yeah, those times are over now. We can be friends with those guys. And Loghain's just like, nah, not gonna happen. They enslaved us and stuff. And so that's the crucial sort of clash of ideologies there, which set Loghain up to do some pretty weird things later on in the game, as we are about to see actually. Kaelin's armor is, I may have already mentioned this, but King's armor, King Kaelin's armor there, it's really awesome. And if you pick up the DLC, the DLC Return to Ostagar, you can actually get the King's armor. I've got it myself on 360, that particular DLC on the Xbox 360. And it's pretty good. It's got pretty good stats if you pick it up at a decent level. That's another thing about Dragonage. Not a lot people don't really tend to like the wizards, the mages. I don't know why. I find mages kind of cool. They cast spells, but in Dragonage, everyone's scared of them because they can turn rogue and they can become possessed by demons.
Yes, Kaelin. A glorious moment for us all.
Alistair will go to the Tower of Ishal.
Giving our battle orders.
What? I won't be in the battle.
This is by the King's personal request, Alistair. If the beacon is not lit, Tern Logain's men won't know when to charge.
So he needs 2 Grey Wardens standing up there holding the torch, just in case, right? Yes.
I'm really glad I chose to give my character a beard.
Through the gate and up to the tower.
Just exemplifies his manliness.
You'll overlook the entire valley. We will signal you when the time is right. Alistair will know what to look for. Then I must join the others. From here, you two are on your own. Remember, you are both Grey Wardens. I expect you to be worthy of that title.
Duncan, may the Maker watch over you.
May he watch over us all.
Yeah. May God watch over us all. Yeah, the Maker. That's what they call God in this game. Just beefing out Alistair up there. I don't know why, but I always max out Alistair's weapon and shield stats the first chance I get. By that time I went for Threaten. No, I didn't. I gave him Taunt, which is the same as Threaten. Basically, Taunt is a skill that you do it, and it attracts enemies towards you. However many, when you slay an enemy, all the other enemies will kind of like concentrate on you. So it's a good move. It's a good skill to use if you've got a mage or another weak character who you don't want the enemies to be attacking. I really love this cinematic scene. This is one of my favorites. I love watching this. I never skip it. For me, this is what the whole game is all about. This little scene. I'll shut up and let you enjoy it.
The plan will work, Your Majesty.
Of course it will. The blight ends here.
So, first major bit of action in the game. First major fight going on here. Big ass battle. What I like to see in these sorts of RPGs. Lots of NPCs duking it out. Now we have to light the tower so Logain and his reinforcements can, oh, jeez. Just got my ass pelted by, I don't know what. Anyway, we gotta, light the tower in this, light the beacon in the tower. Yeah.
They're everywhere. You're Grey Wardens, aren't you? The tower. It's been
Oh no,
taken.
What are you talking about, man? Taken how?
taking up the
Darkspawn
rear,
came up through the lower chambers. They're
Oh.
everywhere. Most of our
quite
men are
literally.
Then we have to get to the beacon and light it ourselves.
Yes, we must. And so here begins. You notice that a mage has just randomly followed us. That's what happens. He's just a random mage. He comes to make up the numbers. If I didn't already have the dog, the soldier would also come. They're just generic people. I wouldn't worry too much about them. They're gonna leave. Well, they'll die. So I wouldn't get too attached to those guys when they follow you in this part of the story. The one good thing about the mage though is you'll notice that not only my weapon but Alistair's sword is also on fire. That's an ability that the mage is using a spell which makes your weapons on fire to do a little bit of extra fire damage. So that's good. The Darkspawn are pretty weak. Those ones, they're the little short and dumpy guys, are called Genlocks, and they're pretty weak. They're the weakest Darkspawn. When it goes Hurlock, they're the taller ones, the taller guys. They're still pretty abysmal. The only Darkspawn that I would be a little bit wary of that you encounter are the Ogres and the Hurlock Alpha. The ones with the horned sort of helmets. Those guys are going to require a little bit more skill. I mean, the Genlocks and the Hurlocks, you can basically just hack and slash without any real skill involved there. I mean, maybe try out a couple of moves on them just to overkill them, maybe. Definitely on the harder difficulties, these guys will, well, the game in general will require a lot more skill. Leveled up there, that's pretty cool. I don't know why, but in all my videos, none of the in-game music has actually been recorded. Like, my capture card doesn't pick up the in-game music, and that's only been for this game, Dragonage Origins. I don't know why, but there is actually some pretty badass music going on. In-game, I mean, in the cinematics and everything, the music is, still audible. I just do not know, and it's not because I haven't turned the music on in options. It's bizarre, and never really encountered a problem like this. So I'm afraid you're just gonna have to miss out on the awesome Dragon Age Origins soundtrack for the most part. So we're in the tower now, and I set off a trap that makes me slow because I'm a douchebag. Then I blew myself up with another trap. So yeah, I'm not doing too well at the moment. I'm being fired at. Shield bash, always good for situations like that. Knock the enemy over with shield bash whenever you can. Yeah, I would recommend hotkeying health poultices for situations when you're in battle and you don't really want to lose momentum. You can just press whatever button is hotkeyed to and drink a potion. Bob's your uncle. And a note, in this game, you regain your health. You regenerate your health after battle. In battle, if you want to regenerate health, you have to take a potion. But outside of battle, your health regenerates a little bit slowly. I don't know what, 10 points a second or whatever, but it does regenerate. So, if you're a first-time player, don't waste your health potions outside of battle because you will regenerate health. And I mean, even experienced players do it from time to time. I sometimes drink a health potion. by accident, you know, when I'm not even in battle, and I think, oh god, my health regenerated anyway. What a dumbass I was. Time for some fun. Yeah, you get to choose your character's voice and what sort of voice they have. I think I chose the aggressive sounding sort of guy, which is I suppose what I wish to be, an aggressive sword and shield wielding barbarian. Not really a barbarian. I'm gonna try and turn this guy into sort of a knight. May even give him the Templar abilities when I can allocate my specialization points. I'm thinking of turning him into a Templar. I can see the benefits of that because, well, I'm not gonna give a spoiler alert, but yeah. Taking out the Darkspawn. They're not really welcome here, so we're just gonna beat them up. You might think that, you know, the dog is kind of he's just an animal, how good can he be? But the dog is actually a really, you can turn it, as he levels up and you allocate him different skills, the dog can turn into a really good tank character. You can turn that dog into a killing machine, basically.
Maker's breath. What are these Darkspawn doing ahead of the rest of the Horde? There wasn't supposed to be any resistance.
Alistair's just pissing himself because he's never been in a fight before.
Hey, you're right. I guess there is a silver lining here if you think about it.
So, you know, we just gotta calm him down, stop him from soiling his undergarments and rusting his armor in the process. Game saves, and then we're off onto the second level of the tower. And by that I mean we've gone up a flight of stairs. I don't mean there's a level, because everybody knows you don't have levels in RPGs, except you're leveling up. Oh god. So anyway, you can use these ballistas when I was failing to fire at the Darkspawn, but I think I only succeeded in missing. So I just switched to good old melee combat. Melee combat prevails. That's the specialization wheel. So I used Taunt to grab that douchebag's attention. Didn't really work out too well though, because he kind of looked at me and just ran off straight away, so he had too many other options to attack. It's always a good idea to just, like there for example, to just get everybody on all around the enemy, so you got all bases covered, so you got one guy hacking at the guy's side, you got another guy attacking him from the front, another guy coming at him from the rear. I know how that sounds. So when possible, whenever possible, try and surround your enemies. If your other party members are free to do that, because it'll make your life so much easier. You'll be dropping foes left, right, and center, and that's really handy when dealing with a whole pack of enemies. As the game progresses later on, we're gonna be having tons of combat, so I'm gonna try and do a few sort of tactical decisions or whatever to show you guys how the mechanics of this game work. But for the most part, you can just run in there like a freaking monster and obliterate everybody. And by and large, you can set your companions, like you can tinker about with their AI, so you can tell them what to do in certain situations. You know, you can tell them stuff like when their health is below 50%, drink a potion, or if you've got a mage, you can tell the mage to cast a healing spell on the rest of the party if the party is getting, you know, pulverized. You know, once I've recruited an actual mage, I'll go into more depth about that. It's definitely a good idea to get at least one mage. You get one mage by compulsory anyway. The other mage in the game you have to sort of coax into following you, unless of course you're actually playing as a mage. then you don't need. Then in theory, you don't really need to collect any other mages. For the optimum setup, I would say have a couple of warriors, a mage, and maybe a rogue or the dog.
Loghain better be ready to charge as soon as we light the signal.
Yeah, you better.
The king is depending on us.
Yada yada yada. This is an interesting part of the tower because, well, like every other part, it's infested with darkspawn. They're pretty easy to take out. That guy just stabbed me in the gut, so ouch. I think this game is so challenging. Even on the normal setting, this game is real. It'll make you work for your XP, put it that way. On easy though, it's a breeze. It's a real breeze. There you go, just taking control of the mage for a little bit, checking out. Checking him out. I very rarely need to tinker around with my party. Pull that lever there and all those doggies will come out to help you. That's kinda cool. Little doggies helping you fight. A little bit of extra manpower. A little bit of extra dog power. I think my dog just leveled up. Yeah, he just leveled up. What do I do here? Yeah, 2 points into strength and 1 point into constitution. Constitution for the health bonuses, the health upgrade, and strength for more damage. It's about as basic as it can get for the dog, at least, because you know he's just a dog. He's got a very limited skill set, and I'm gonna use him as a tank. So that's probably how I'm gonna do it whenever the dog levels up.
Let's get started.
Oh, he just got gangbanged. All of us were wailing on him. Anyway, that's the end of that. In the next video, we'll be fighting the first boss in the game. Catch it later.